In the heart of a quiet village, where dusty roads wind between fields of golden rice and the afternoon sun drapes warmth over every rooftop, there stood an ancient tamarind tree. Its branches reached wide, casting a generous shadow that became a gathering place for generations. Beneath this tree, laughter and secrets mingled with the rustling of leaves. And it was under these branches that two children, Mai and Huang, made a promise that would shape the trajectory of their lives. Mai was the daughter of the village seamstress. Her hands were deft with needle and thread, her mind quick and curious. Huang, whose family farmed the nearby paddies, was known for his wild ideas and a smile that could soften the sternest elder's heart. Growing up side by side, they found in each other a mirror for their dreams and a refuge from the world's uncertainties. Every afternoon, as the sun dipped low, the two would escape to the tamarind tree. They'd sit on the gnarled roots, feet swinging, sharing stories and ambitions. The world felt infinite beneath that sheltering canopy. They spoke of distant cities, of inventions and adventures, of what they might become when childhood faded and adulthood called. One summer, the village was gripped by hardship. Floodwaters rose, swallowing fields and homes. Families struggled to rebuild, and hope seemed a scarce commodity. Mai's mother fell ill, and the small sewing business faltered. Huang's father injured his leg, leaving the family's rice harvest in jeopardy. Both children felt the heaviness of grown-up worries settle over their young shoulders. One evening, as dusk painted the sky in shades of lavender and gold, Mai and Huang sat beneath their tree in uncharacteristic silence. The weight of uncertainty pressed down, threatening to crush the joy that once came so easily. Huang broke the silence first. "Mai, do you think things will always be this hard?" Mai hesitated, then shook her head. "No. I hope they won't. But I'm scared. What if we grow up and forget how to dream like we do now?" Huang looked at her, determination sparking in his eyes. "Let's make a promise, right here, right now. No matter what happens, no matter how hard things get, we'll always look out for each other, and we'll never stop chasing our dreams. Even if we have to leave this village, or if life pulls us in different directions, we'll find our way back, and we'll help each other remember who we are." Mai's eyes brimmed with tears, but she nodded fiercely. "I promise." They sealed the vow with a pinky swear, their small hands entwined against the rough bark of the tamarind tree. The promise seemed to pulse in the air between them, a thread connecting their hearts. The days that followed tested their resolve. Mai took on extra chores, tending to her mother and patching up clothes for neighbors. Huang rose before dawn to help his father in the fields, learning to shoulder burdens beyond his years. Still, they met beneath the tree whenever they could, sharing small victories and comforting each other through setbacks. As the seasons shifted and the village slowly recovered, opportunities began to appear. A traveling teacher visited, offering lessons to the children. Mai's hunger for learning burned brighter than ever, and Huang's inventive spirit found new fuel in the stories the teacher brought from distant lands. Years passed. Adolescence arrived, bringing with it new challenges and aspirations. Mai won a scholarship to study in the city, the first in her village to do so. Huang, after much discussion with his family, found a way to apprentice with a mechanic in a nearby town, eager to learn skills that could help his family and community. The night before Mai left, she and Huang sat beneath the tamarind tree one last time. The village was quiet, the air thick with the scent of ripe fruit and distant wood smoke. They spoke of fears, of leaving home, of failing, of losing touch with the selves they'd shaped together. "Do you remember our promise?" Mai asked, voice trembling. Huang smiled, eyes shining. "I do, more than anything." They hugged, the kind of embrace that speaks of years shared and futures hoped for. And with that, they parted ways, each carrying the promise like a hidden talisman. City life was dazzling and overwhelming. Mai struggled with homesickness, the noise and crowds a world away from the slow rhythms of her village. She faced prejudice and doubt, her rural accent marking her as an outsider. But whenever despair threatened to consume her, she thought of the tamarind tree and the boy who believed in her. She remembered her promise, not just to Huang, but to herself. Huang's apprenticeship was grueling. He faced long hours and sometimes harsh criticism. But he persisted, fueled by the memory of Mai's unwavering faith and their shared vow. He wrote her letters, describing the machines he fixed and the neighbors he helped. She replied with stories of books she read and the friends she made. Their paths diverged, but their promise endured, guiding them through loneliness, failure, and triumph. Each success was shared, each setback softened by the knowledge that someone, somewhere, believed in their potential. Years later, Mai returned to the village as a teacher. She brought books and ideas, opening a small school beneath the shade of the tamarind tree. Hoang came home as well, having saved enough to start a workshop that repaired not just machines, but the livelihoods of countless families. Together, they transformed their village. Children gathered under the tree to learn, their laughter echoing the dreams Mai and Huang once shared. Farmers brought broken tools to Hoang, grateful for his skill and kindness. Their community flourished, not just in material wealth, but in spirit, in hope. One afternoon, after a long day of teaching and repairing, Mai and Huang sat beneath their old tree. The bark was etched with initials and memories, the branches heavier but no less welcoming. "Do you ever think about that promise?" Mai asked, a gentle smile on her lips. Huang laughed softly. "I think about it every day. We kept it, didn't we?" They watched the children playing in the fading light, their own childhood mirrored in the faces before them. The promise they'd made as children had carried them through storms and uncertainty, shaping not only their own destinies, but the future of those around them. The old tamarind tree stood witness to it all, a living testament to the power of hope, friendship, and the promises we make when the world feels impossibly big and our hearts are still unbroken. In the years that followed, the story of Mai and Huang's promise became a legend in the village. Parents recounted it to their children, reminding them that even in the darkest times, faith in one another could light the path forward. The tamarind tree became a symbol, not just of shelter, but of the enduring strength found in connection and shared dreams. Mai and Huang never forgot the feeling of cool earth beneath their feet, the sound of wind dancing through leaves, the certainty that they were not alone. Whenever life presented new challenges, they drew courage from the roots they'd planted together on that childhood afternoon. And so, the promise made beneath the old tree rippled outward, touching lives far beyond the village. Former students returned as doctors, engineers, and artists, inspired by the lessons learned beneath the tamarind's shade. Neighbors banded together in times of hardship, remembering that even the smallest act of support could change the course of a life. In every corner of the village, traces of that promise endured. In the laughter of children, the resilience of families, and the quiet strength of two friends who, against all odds, had chosen to believe in each other and in the possibility of a brighter future. Sometimes, all it takes is a single moment, a vow made under the sheltering arms of an old tree, to set in motion a lifetime of courage, kindness, and transformation. And in the end, it is not the storms we weather or the obstacles we overcome that define us, but the promises we honor and the love we carry forward, rooted deeply in the soil of our shared humanity.